The Corporate Governance Week 2015 will talk about, among other things, directors and the relationship between shareholders and the board. Now, our next guest is going to present some rather radical ideas to ensure that boards of directors do what they're supposed to, and that is implement strategy. Tay Woon Teck from RSM Ethos, thanks again for coming in. So, there's been a lot of discussion about getting more independent members of the board of directors, but are we really seeing the fruits?
I don't think so, because these days, when you have independent directors coming on board, I think their preoccupation is on compliance. A large part of the board discussions is dealing with compliance. I'm not saying compliance are not important, they are important, but when you have 80-90% of your time spent in a board meeting talking about compliance and 10% on strategy, I think we are in for big trouble.
So what's the solution? I
think the solution is trying to take one step back and ask ourselves, are we over-regulated?
Are we over-regulated?
Yes.
So you're suggesting fewer regulations?
I think things like changing mindsets, attitudes about the role of the directors, getting the directors to grow the pie, getting directors to think strategy, long-term planning, right, and how to do sustainable growth and development, it comes from the heart. And if it comes from the heart, I think what we want to do is to get the directors to do the right thing, right? And fundamentally, if they're overweight with compliance checklists, right, their regulatory liabilities, right, you're not going to get people, right, to think from the heart.
And then it doesn't matter whether they're deemed independent or not, executive or not.
Yeah. So if and you see worldwide, you see a lot more listed companies delisting. Why? I want to guess that one of the reasons is they see that they're overburdened with all this regulatory compliance. In fact, Michael Dell said himself, right, the fact that I'm delisted now, I got much better outcome. I'm more profitable, my people are a lot more focused, they are less worried about quarterly reporting, their compliance costs. Why is that so?
Yeah, Dell delisted from the NASDAQ some years ago. But after all of these regulations are in place for a reason, and that is because there's been lots of discussion about directors not following the rules, that there was too much rubber stamping of the founder, owner, CEO, chairman's ideas. So haven't these regulations served some purpose at least?
I think the regulations are a knee-jerk reaction to a few of these scandals, right? And if you study very, very closely, I think in the US, there is this trend that you have an all-empowering CEO who is hired, who decides everything. If the men go haywire, right, then there got to be an effective check, and that relies on the board. Okay. Whereas in Asia, I see it very differently. Many of the businesses we're dealing with are owners managed business. The CEO are in fact the owners. Right? The Asian values, the Asian cultures do play a part. Right? You don't have a over-domineering leaders who are rewarded based on short-term performance of the shares. The family owners managed business, honestly, I don't think a lot of them pay too much attention on the shares. They pay too much attention on the long-term value of their business, where they're heading. So we got to understand we cannot just copy everything, from the West and put it here. We've got to look at how to moderate that.
Indeed, and that is what we will be looking at the Corporate Governance Week. Go to the website on your screen where you can find more details about Mr. Tay from RSM Ethos and all of our guests and speakers, as well as obviously the program. See you there.